Okay.
Our next competition at 112 pounds, Rob Prebish, Pennsylvania, Cary Kolat, Pennsylvania. Two young men supporting the state of Pennsylvania. Roger?
Yes, indeed. Craig Phillips is representing, the two coaches are splitting the duties. Craig Phillips is representing Cary Kolat, and Kevin McCleary has got Rob Prebish.
Both of these two young men with tremendous backgrounds in the sport of wrestling, even though they're only 15, 16-year-old division.
Actually, they're a year apart in school. Kolat's a 9th grader, and Prebish is a 10th grader.
Prebish last year winning this competition and then going to the World Championships and taking 2nd in Canada.
Yes, Cary Kolat is from Price's Landing, Pennsylvania. He goes to Jefferson Morgan High School, where, as I mentioned, he is a 9th grader.
Kolat in position, and now it's Prebish with an attempted throw. Interesting scoring. 3 points goes to the blue, and that's Kolat. So Kolat has a 3-0 lead over Prebish. No doubt these two young men have had opportunities to wrestle each other in the practice room.
I'm sure they have. They probably had quite a time working out. Prior to coming out here, Prebish is from the State College area high school at State College, Pennsylvania, which of course is where Penn State University is. A very sound wrestling program there at Penn State University, and this young man has probably had the opportunity to watch those young men wrestle at Penn State for several years.
Timeout on the mat as officials and Prebish's coach checking things out, making sure everything's okay over there. 1:09 remaining in the first period of action. Score 3-0 in favor of Kolat. And Kolat very aggressively coming out again. Now with a Russian 2-on-1 bar.
Yeah.
And Prebish fights it off and gains inside position. Got a feeling this one could be a cat fight, Roger, before it's all over.
It appears that these two young men are just going to go at it tooth and toenail. Just the fact that they're both from Pennsylvania doesn't mean a thing right now.
Probably strong battle out on the mat. Good buddies when it's all over with.
That's probably right. It'll be interesting to watch that as they finish and shake hands. They'll probably walk off arm in arm.
Cary Kolat again with another takedown. Score moves to 4-0 in his favor. Once again, we are in the 112-pound weight division. Both these two young men from the state of Pennsylvania. Long known for its tradition in youth and high school, and as well as college wrestling.
Indeed, there are a lot of good collegiate wrestling in Pennsylvania with Lehigh and Bloomsburg and Clarion and Penn State. There's many others.
Prebish takes his 1 point. As advised by his coach, he had a position there that he might attempt some more big ones, and here's 2 more points. They scored it as a 3-point takedown because he got his lift in, brought him up over his hip. So now it tightens up a wee bit. At the very end, Kolat was awarded the 1-point reversal.
For the reversal. End of the period, then it stands 5-4 in favor of Kolat.
Any idea, Roger, what the coaches right now are telling the wrestlers in this intermission mark?
Well, I would expect they're just probably telling them to maintain their concentration, keep thinking about what has to be done, keep movement going, keep their head in the match, so to speak, or literally concentrational focus, as we would call it. Making sure that when the points are there, that they take them, but they do not extend themselves and give up silly points.
Once again, our winners in this afternoon's competition: Josh Adzide from Florida, winning the 83.5-pound weight class. Brandon Paulson, Minnesota, winning the 88-pound weight division. John Kelly, 94.5-pound champion. And Tim Queen, defeating Rick Husband. Tim Queen from Pennsylvania and Rick Husband from Wisconsin. And in just a couple of minutes, we'll know who is going to be the winner in the 112-pound weight class. But no doubt, he's going to be from Pennsylvania.
Yes, indeed. That's one prediction we can make with a reasonable degree of assurance.
Underarm spin attempted by Kolat. No score, as Prebish was able to pull out of it. Prebish maintaining inside position, but he is not being as aggressive as he was earlier. Now attempting an underarm spin. Kolat is definitely the aggressor at this time.
Kolat shows a lot of good aggression and aggressive technique, and plus he's got some power. When he goes, he's going pretty good technique and pretty good power on it. His foot speed is good, balance seems to be good, and as you pointed out, Michael, he is definitely the aggressive wrestler at this point in time.
Prebish with a timeout, and each wrestler has 2 minutes of injury time if they need it at any time during the competition. It is an accumulative amount of time. And Prebish being checked by one of the trainers here at Central Missouri State University. Quite a facility, if I say so myself, Roger, but it is a beautiful facility, very conducive to a national tournament at this time.
It sure is. We certainly have a nice facility for that type of thing. We have plenty of room down in the arena floor for the mats. We have the upper balcony area where we can put all the spectators to go. We'll be here, and it's a very comfortable facility.
Well, back to action now as Prebish becomes the aggressor, and he's moved Kolat out of the center circle. Prebish with his back to the wall at this time, trailing by the score of 5-4.
Spin and a 1-point takedown by Kolat.
Really impressed with Kolat. Really impressed.
2-point roll through. 2-point roll through. 1 turn. 8-4 Kolat.
Only 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining in the entire match. Kolat with the upper hand at this time.
Cary Kolat was also first in Pennsylvania State Freestyle Tournament, too, which means he'll be sticking around, I'm sure, for this evening's activity when the freestyle begins.
Both men trying to gain inside position. And at this time, neither one has accomplished that. The thing Prebish might try to do is put Kolat in a defensive position, and then maybe the officials would put them both down on the mat and a penalty.
Here comes Prebish.
Prebish with 2 points.
Yep, 2 points is wonderful.
Reason there, Roger, he didn't get his 3 points from feet to back is because there was some hesitation, and he did not elevate him over his hip and expose the back on the way down. The hip, or the back was exposed, but came afterwards.
Yes, the action must be a continuous motion. As you point out, there was a pause in the action as he took it through, and also then the hip position was a critical factor in judgment there.
33 seconds remaining in this bout, and no doubt Prebish is running low, not only on time, but also on injury time, because he's been injured 2 or 3 times in this competition. As we've mentioned, both of these two wrestlers going at it very intensely. They've had opportunities to wrestle each other in the practice room over the last couple years, I'm sure. And now Prebish taking it to him. Not much time. And to counter that aggressive style of Prebish, Kolat does an underarm spin. And Prebish with a big move here, a 3-point takedown. And he has to score another one. The score 8-7, 9 seconds remaining in the competition. That 3-point move put Prebish ahead, 10-8. And Prebish is the champion. What a turn of events.
Made his move when it really amounted to the big move. He caught Cary Kolat leaning a little bit, caught him relax for just a second, and came through with the big 3-point move.
There's your champion in the 112-pound weight class, Rob Prebish from Pennsylvania. And we'll be back with the 121-pound match between Mark Palmer of Missouri and Trent London from Oklahoma right after we take this pause.